Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Verlicity AI podcast. I'm Cristian Worthington, co-founder of Verlicity AI.
And I'm Sandra Giffin.
Sandra and I are serial entrepreneurs. We've launched 6 startups over the years in the software-as-a-service sector, and we've seen a lot. And let me tell you, what's happening right now with artificial intelligence isn't just another technological shift. It's the most significant entrepreneurial opportunity in the history of mankind.
That's right, Chris. We've seen a lot of disruptive technologies come and go, but the convergence of advanced AI, particularly agentic AI, is fundamentally reshaping what it means to build a business from the ground up. The next 5 years, and especially the next 2 to 3, are going to be absolutely transformative. We see this as a pivotal moment, a genuine call to action for anyone who has ever dreamed of starting their own venture.
Today, we're going to start a series of episodes on entrepreneurship in the age of AI. In each episode, we're going to give you actionable strategies and share our insights on how AI is changing our process.
This is exciting for us because we care deeply about entrepreneurship. It's been our life's work. We are confident that you'll see that AI is going to be an enormous force multiplier for entrepreneurs. It's going to be a golden age for anyone with ideas.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And we're going to explore the serious challenges AI poses, how AI can be both your most powerful ally and your fiercest competitor.
We'll examine how the entrepreneurial process itself is changing, the critical role of situational awareness in this rapidly evolving landscape, and why adopting an old-school mindset could be detrimental. This isn't just about understanding AI. It's about understanding how to build the next generation of successful companies. I think it's important for context to reflect quickly on what life has been like for entrepreneurs before AI.
Yes. Typically, you'd identify a problem or an opportunity, then spend months, sometimes years, developing a solution. Think about building a software startup. It involved prototyping, countless late nights, and often a lot of pivoting to find product-market fit.
And then came the arduous journey of securing funding. Pitch decks, growth metrics, convincing angel investors or VCs that your vision was worth their capital. This entire process, from idea to a stable product, could easily take 3 to 5 years.
Historically, that was normal. Building a robust, stable product took time and significant human effort. The barriers to entry were high, so it required substantial capital for development, marketing, and hiring a team.
This traditional model was inherently slow and resource-intensive. It rewarded patience and deep pockets. AI is rewriting those rules.
These days, it's hard to think of any business idea that doesn't involve at least some software. So one of the most exhilarating aspects of AI for entrepreneurs are the tools that let entrepreneurs build software without knowing how to code, so-called vibe coding tools.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. We've been in the software development industry for decades, and we have the team and the skills to develop software the hard way. But we made a decision to start a new company with a 100% AI approach. We're building everything with vibe coding and other AI tools.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time I felt so excited about a business. We've been working on a new startup using Replit. It's mind-blowing.
We're going to cover our journey with this new startup in this podcast series.
Yes, we're really excited to share our experiences with Replit and the other tools we're using in our new startup. But I want to be sure that we make a distinction between the entrepreneurial experience and the corporate experience.
Good point. There's a big difference. For example, Google recently measured the impact of AI coding on their productivity. And the numbers were interesting. They found that over 30% of their code is now written by AI. But here's the kicker. It's only resulted in a 10% increase in overall productivity.
A 10% increase in productivity doesn't sound exciting, does it?
Well, you have to take it in context. Google is a huge company, and Google's experience is in the enterprise software world. Their experience doesn't capture the impact on early-stage startups. We're finding that in the early stages of building a business, the impact is more like 10x or 100x than 10%.
Yeah, It's interesting how the productivity at Google was orders of magnitude less impressive than the experience we've been having.
When you have a large bureaucratic organization with a ginormous amount of code and super complex systems, the complexity goes up exponentially. When the stakes are as high as they are with Google, there's a lot of inertia. But a startup lives in a very different reality. Making mistakes is part of the game. Being fast is more important than being perfect.
Don't get me wrong, a 10% improvement in efficiency in a $2 trillion business is nothing to sneeze at. We should be impressed that a massive organization like Google is transformed to that extent in such a short time frame. But the impact on scrappy startups is in a whole other universe.
Yes. In our experience, entrepreneurs and small enterprises see a much larger bump in productivity.
And it's not just coding that's surging ahead. AI is having profound implications for a wide range of businesses. In some cases, shaving decades off development timelines. Imagine what a game changer that is for a startup. Massively reduced R&D costs and time to market.
We're talking about AI speeding up everything from materials science and climate modeling to customer service and marketing. A small startup can now leverage AI to accelerate everything from advanced research to the development of a prototype for a new product. No matter how big or small your company may be, if you use AI correctly, you'll be effectively punching above your weight class.
But for entrepreneurs, this acceleration means a lot more. Entrepreneurs can go from idea to minimum viable product in weeks, not months or years. They can iterate on feedback almost in real time, test market hypotheses faster, and achieve product market fit with unprecedented speed. This significantly lowers the barrier to entry for launching a business, requiring far less seed capital for initial operations.
In the startup we're currently launching, rapid prototyping has allowed us to test ideas at light speed.
Just as an example, we spent a week building an initial specifications document for the product. Using AI, we banged away at this spec document, and we thought we had the whole thing nailed. It was an awesome document. We had the whole thing figured out.
Or so we thought.
Yes, as soon as we started coding with Replit, we realized that our great idea fell flat on its face, right out of the gate.
We're not going to reveal our new product in this episode, but I can tell you that it's a SaaS product. And with every SaaS product, one of the biggest challenges is onboarding. A bad onboarding process can kill a SaaS company.
It was incredible. Replit allowed us to model different onboarding scenarios. And we soon realized that we had a process that was unworkable for the average user. It was too complicated and had too many dependencies. A lot could go wrong.
But here's the thing. When it only costs you a few interactions with the AI to experiment with different ideas, we were able to throw away code that would have taken weeks to develop and start from scratch again.
Suddenly, we were in a world where time and money didn't matter, a world where development resources were abundant. No idea was too costly to try. If you're familiar with the cash-strapped world of startups of the pre-AI age, this is another world. And this is the new world every startup lives in today.
Now, AI isn't all good news for entrepreneurs. While AI is a powerful force multiplier, it can also be a formidable competitor.
In our earlier episodes, we've covered the impact AI is having on the SaaS industry and on other creative businesses. As an entrepreneur, I worry that any idea I have is likely to be overshadowed by AI's capabilities in the next few years.
Even the new startup we're building is a gamble. We know there's a decent chance that artificial superintelligence will come online in the next 3 to 5 years and eradicate the need for our latest project.
So why bother getting out of bed? Is the game over for entrepreneurs?
No, it's just changed, and we need to acknowledge that change and adapt. But it's definitely not over.
Right? We know our new idea is vulnerable to AI in the not-too-distant future, but we also know that we're not going to sit still during those 3 to 5 years. We also know that our ability to innovate is accelerating as the technology is improving. We'll build our first product in a month or two when it would have taken a year or two. We'll do the whole project without needing to raise venture capital or angel investment.
And we'll be able to test the market for our idea in a matter of weeks. If it doesn't get traction, we'll be able to adapt and pivot faster, or just move on to a better idea.
AI isn't just a threat to entrepreneurship. It's an enabler in equal proportion. The key is to change the way you behave as an entrepreneur.
In some ways, AI is going to cause us to re-examine ourselves as entrepreneurs and ask our difficult question, what do we bring to the table?
That's a tough question. When I think of startup culture over the past few decades, I think of a mixture of late hours, under-resourced bootstrapping, and a fake it till you make it philosophy. It was extremely hard work, with uncertain outcomes and a feeling that you were never doing things efficiently. You were always making do, just barely getting by. There are few endeavors in business that tolerate a 10% success rate. Imagine if the pilot on your next flight said, I think there's a 90% chance we're not going to make it. That's the journey every entrepreneur takes when they start a business. Startup founders are the daredevils of the business world.
Well, that may be changing. With AI, many of the costs have been vastly reduced. The time and money it takes to get a product to market, the risk associated with a new idea, all these things have changed. Don't get me wrong, you're still just as likely to fail. Maybe AI will lower your chance of failure a little, but the cost of failure will be an order of magnitude less.
And you won't need to wait years to learn your fate. Faster development and prototyping means that you're not wasting your time in a failed business when you can get on to your next venture, which might be a huge success.
So my question still stands, what does an entrepreneur bring to the table?
You won't need to stay up late nights writing code. You won't need to raise tons of money to build a prototype. You won't need a lot of capital to test market an idea. It's easy to imagine that a lot of the skills that were once essential are no longer needed for an early-stage startup.
We need to reframe or perhaps reevaluate what entrepreneurs really do.
It's easy to think, hey, the AI already knows everything and anyone can access the AI, so I'm useless in this equation. But that would be a complete misunderstanding of the role an entrepreneur plays in the world.
Yes, answers to questions are wonderful, but you need to be able to ask the right questions. Let me give you an example. Today, you can reach into your pocket and ask your smartphone any question you like about advanced physics. You basically have a PhD in physics in your pocket. But the vast majority of us won't benefit from this capability because we wouldn't know what to ask a physicist and we wouldn't understand the answer, even if we did have the right question.
So you're saying that knowing the right questions to ask is a critical skill, but can't the AI help you with the question?
Not in the context of the entrepreneur, because the questions entrepreneurs ask are not obvious. The entrepreneur's competitive advantage is the ability to see the future, to see needs that are not being met, opportunities that are not obvious.
That's so true. No one thinks they need something until an entrepreneur creates it and brings it to market. The superpower of the entrepreneur is not something that emerges from training data. It emerges from being human, from having wants and needs that are not being met.
The AI is a facilitator, and it provides anyone with an idea the ability to accelerate its development. But it can't feel needs, and the market is essentially a giant mosaic of people having feelings and acting on their wants and needs.
So our advice to anyone who's thinking of pursuing an entrepreneurial project is to use AI intensively and to embrace the efficiency that it brings, but don't be intimidated by the fact that it has all the answers, because it's your wants and your needs that make the world go round.
Now, I want to look at another aspect of AI and its impact on entrepreneurs. Building on our previous discussion we've had in other episodes of Verlicity AI, I want to discuss AI agents. Agents are where the entrepreneurial game changes by 100x. AI agents aren't just tools. They're an autonomous workforce.
Exactly. Traditionally, the biggest barrier for a solo entrepreneur was scaling. You needed to hire people for sales, marketing, accounting, customer service, requiring significant capital and commitment.
But agentic AI fundamentally changes that equation. You can manifest the equivalent of another human worker from thin air.
I want you to imagine launching an e-commerce business. On day one, deploying a team of agents, one for social media marketing, one for customer service, one for inventory, and one for bookkeeping.
As a founder in the AI economy, your primary role shifts to strategic management, defining the vision and directing the AI workforce. You're no longer the chief cook and bottle washer. You're the boss of a team.
This dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for new entrepreneurs who don't yet have a human team and redirects capital from payroll into product development and growth. The quality of work also goes up because the founder isn't buried in tedious tasks.
If you're already an entrepreneur, you know the feeling when you're just starting out. You're on your own, and you have too much work to do yourself. You have more work than one person can do, but not enough to justify your first employee.
I remember when I hired my first employee, he was making more money than I was making. I was basically working to provide him with a job.
When you go from just yourself to you and your first employee, you're doubling your workforce.
Imagine if Walmart doubled its workforce in one day. Now that would be remarkable. Well, that's exactly what every entrepreneur has to do when the company hits the milestone of hiring its first employee. It's an excruciatingly difficult process. But with AI agents, the business can scale right past that milestone as though it's no big deal. The business can grow and develop momentum and cash flow long before it has to take on the overhead of the first employee. That's a monumental advantage.
So as you can see, agentic AI has the potential to level the playing field, enabling a flood of innovative businesses that were previously too expensive or risky. For many, their first management role won't be in a large corporation, but as CEO of their own company, managing a team of AI agents.
To truly grasp the transformative power of agentic AI for entrepreneurs, let's look at a seemingly unrelated historical example: how the invention of the telephone transformed pizza into America's most popular fast food.
Before the telephone, pizza was primarily a dine-in or walk-in experience. You went to a pizzeria, ordered, and waited.
The invention of the telephone enabled a new business model: remote ordering and delivery. Suddenly, customers could call in orders, and pizzerias could serve a much wider geographical area without requiring customers to physically be present.
It's easy to understate the significance of this development because we take it for granted today. This wasn't just about making communication easier. It was about disrupting the traditional restaurant model by creating a new, more convenient way for customers to interact with the business. It fundamentally changed consumer behavior and scaled the reach of pizzerias exponentially.
The telephone didn't just make existing pizza businesses more efficient, it enabled the creation of an entirely new industry paradigm: fast food delivery. This is precisely the kind of ripple effect we expect from agentic AI. It won't just make existing businesses better, it will enable entirely new business models and disrupt established industries by changing the fundamental equation of labor, cost, and speed.
Just like the telephone opened up the pizza delivery industry, agentic AI is creating a new gold rush for entrepreneurs. The key is to identify industries that have traditionally done things the old way and are ripe for disruption.
Think about any service industry that relies on repetitive tasks, data processing, customer interaction, or logistics that haven't been fully automated yet. These are the sleeping giants waiting for an AI-powered entrepreneurial pounce. But don't just focus on the wants and needs that exist today. Open your mind to the wants and needs people will have in the AI economy.
Customer service, for example. Don't be seduced by the clumsy implementations we're seeing with AI chatbots. Think past the reactive and frankly derivative projects that are being implemented by some companies and find niche customer service solutions that address very specific requirements.
Or consider personalized professional services, legal, accounting, consulting. While humans will always provide the critical judgment, AI agents can handle the research, drafting, data analysis, and scheduling, allowing a single expert to serve vastly more clients.
This advice applies to local and small businesses too. An agent could manage a small business's social media presence, optimize their online advertising, manage bookings, or even handle inventory for a local retail shop. These were once significant overheads that deterred many small entrepreneurs.
The entrepreneurs who move quickly to leverage these emerging technologies to transform these old-way industries will be the new Expedias, Ubers, and Amazons of the agentic economy. The opportunities are vast and waiting to be seized. In this rapidly accelerating environment, situational awareness becomes an entrepreneur's new superpower. You need to be constantly scanning the horizon for new agents and tools relevant to your field.
This means actively experimenting with emerging AI platforms, understanding their capabilities, and envisioning how they could fundamentally change the cost, speed, or quality equation in your target industry. Don't just read about them, use them.
It's about more than just incremental improvements. It's about anticipating how an AI will mimic a human worker in an 8-hour workday, and what that means for a traditional business model. How will agent-to-agent communication redefine collaboration and efficiency within a virtual team?
Entrepreneurs need to think strategically about where AI will pick off portions of existing industries. This isn't just about building a better mousetrap. It's about seeing if the mousetrap industry itself is about to be wiped out by automation.
This demands a mindset of continuous reinvention. The safe bet is to assume old-school, multi-year product development cycles are vanishing.
One of the significant challenges for AI-driven entrepreneurship lies in intellectual property, IP. If AI is generating the core of your innovation, who owns it?
This directly impacts patents. If an AI can spin out code or an invention with a simple prompt, can a human developer claim inventorship? The Dabus patent saga, which we covered in our episode on innovation, highlighted this problem, where an AI was explicitly named as the inventor, challenging centuries of precedent requiring a natural person.
Beyond IP, the risk profile for entrepreneurs is massively higher than a decade ago. You're building for a future that might look nothing like today.
You might solve a problem that, in 3 to 5 years, an AI can automatically handle. This adds a new layer of uncertainty. Will an AI just do this on its own? It's like aiming at a moving target while on a moving platform.
The traditional retreat up-market strategy, focusing on obscure niches, is also risky. AI capabilities are evolving rapidly and can pivot into specialized tasks. If a large AI provider sees a profitable niche, they can adapt quickly.
And marketing to a peculiar niche can be very expensive, burning through capital while you hope AI doesn't swoop in. The message is clear: ignore AI at your peril and embrace adaptability.
This is why old-school multi-year funding cycles might vanish. Investors will be looking for rapid iteration, traction, and AI integration, proof you can adapt before AI commoditizes your core product.
Despite the challenges, there's a powerful and defensible advantage for entrepreneurs: the human plus AI approach. This is where your startup's main selling point needs to be a synergy between human experts and AI tools. You need to ground everything you're doing in the wants and needs of humans.
AI can mass produce, but humans provide the critical element of taste, judgment, creativity, and empathy. Think about vibe coding, where intuitive human interaction with AI generates complete systems. The human sets the agenda. The human is the spirit behind the machine.
In industries where trust, personalization, compliance, or liability matter, the responsible human in the loop remains indispensable. Clients buy into your human expertise while you use AI behind the scenes to speed up delivery.
This means focusing on brand differentiation and building passionate communities around your products. Even if AI can replicate features, It might not replicate the emotional bond you have with your users. Brands matter more than ever in a world where intelligence is commoditized.
This synergy between human and machine allows entrepreneurs to build sophisticated products at unprecedented speed while maintaining a unique defensible moat that pure AI cannot immediately replicate.
So, how do you set yourself up to succeed as an entrepreneur in this new era? It requires cultivating a new set of core competencies.
Firstly, be the architect. Your most valuable skill is defining clear, unambiguous outcomes and goals. You're in the goal business.
Secondly, be the orchestrator. Imagine yourself as a general contractor. You manage a team of specialist AI agents, knowing who to call, what they're capable of, and how to sequence their deployment.
Thirdly, be the quality controller. Your domain expertise becomes even more valuable. You are the antidote to AI slop, ensuring accuracy, elegance, and appropriateness.
Fourth, be the resource manager. Understand what your AI agents need to succeed. Access to databases, API keys, budget for token usage.
Fifth, be the talent scout. The AI agent landscape is evolving weekly. Continuously scan for new, more powerful, or more efficient agents to add to your team.
These 5 competencies dramatically lower the traditional barriers to entrepreneurship, effectively giving everyone a promotion to manager of an AI workforce.
For those ready to jump in, here's practical, actionable advice. Shorten your timelines. Assume you have less time to achieve product viability. Use AI to build in weeks what used to take months. Focus on proprietary data. Unique data or relationships can be the barrier to competition. AI can replicate code, but not necessarily your specialized data set, your intuition about the business, your sensibilities or client connections. Embrace human-AI synergy. Lean into vibe coding, or similar methods where human creativity combines with AI speed to yield defensible offerings.
Scan for opportunities created by the AI tsunami. Look for niches AI inadvertently carves out, especially in industries doing things the old way. Integrate AI aggressively. Don't ignore AI. Use agentic tools, experiment with them, and integrate them into your startup process offensively. Develop a clear AI-focused strategy. Especially for investors, communicate how you will leverage or coexist with advanced AI to avoid being seen as the next casualty. The transition from simply using AI tools to managing AI agents is a fundamental change in the nature of professional work. It's a shift from being a practitioner of a specific skill to a director of outcomes.
This means a profound mindset shift. And don't focus on the how, focus on the what and the why. Don't be a micromanaging Luddite or a perfectionist paralyzed by fear.
Embrace the fact that your job is to define the vision and direct the AI workforce that brings it to life. The most powerful tools humanity has ever created are evolving into our new team members, and they need effective, thoughtful, and responsible leadership.
The question is no longer if you will work with AI agents, but how. Will you be in the driver's seat, cultivating the skills to amplify your impact, or struggling to keep up? We've covered a lot today, from AI as an unprecedented force multiplier to its potential to be a fierce competitor, the evolving entrepreneurial process, and the critical importance of situational awareness in this new gold rush.
We truly believe that this moment, the next 2 to 3 years, represents the most significant entrepreneurial opportunity in human history. The barriers to entry are lowering, and the potential for scalable innovation is skyrocketing.
If you've ever thought about starting a business, this is your moment. Master the skills of an AI agent manager, identify those industries ripe for disruption, and leverage these powerful technologies.
Don't let fear or outdated mindsets hold you back. The future of AI is coming at an accelerating pace, and the entrepreneurs who seize this opportunity will be building the next generation of industry giants.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, and your own entrepreneurial journeys in the age of AI. Head over to verlicity.ai or send us a message on social media. Let's keep this conversation alive because it's shaping the next decade of innovation.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with anyone who needs a wake-up call about the new realities of entrepreneurship. We're all in uncharted waters here, so let's navigate them together.
That's it for us today. I'm Cristian Worthington.
And I'm Sandra Giffin, signing off from the Verlicity AI podcast. Stay curious, stay informed, and most of all, be entrepreneurial.